Alright, this is my biggest war ever. 8 fights, 2 mini-bosses, and a ton of stuff in between, as well as some of the craziest defender matchups I've ever taken. And I feel like this war just proves that Silk is in fact the best attacker of 2023. This champion is so strong, it is honestly just silly, man. Her versatility is just off the charts, her damage output is just insane, so she really just does have it all, and it just combines to make this really broken champion. And I hope she doesn't get rebalanced. I really hope so. I don't think she will, but she is honestly just really bordering the line of just how broken she is, right? But yeah, Silk, man, gotta love her. And here we have this Sasquatch on path 5, a rank 2 Sasquatch, so I was very nervous. And also, like I said, this is path 5. I'm usually a path 4 player, so I was going outside of my comfort zone, and whenever I do that, I get very nervous because I don't like that, right? I want to stick with path 4 forever because that is the mole man path. That is the path that I'm used to. But I do decently well for this first try at path 5. But yeah, Sasquatch is going pretty well so far. Hasn't really done anything of too much importance, right? But yeah, he's knocked down again. He is debuff immune, but Silk's SP3 doesn't really care about that. But anyway, we just dropped the SP2 just to play it safe and to get more damage output more quickly. And that is pretty much the end of the fight. 1% health left, no big deal. And now we have the next matchup, which is the beginning of a very weird defense. Not like a bad defense, of course, it's just really odd, and I love that, right? I love odd defenses. And here we have a rank 5 Ascended Havoc. That is not something that you see every day, for sure. Pretty wild stuff, but I still appreciate that, man. That's pretty cool. But let's see. So for this matchup, I want to just not let him throw the SP3, because if he does that, I'm pretty much one shot. So let's see how Warlock does here. Either Cold Mastery is active because Warlock is insane with them, and this Havoc is placed on path 5, which is Heavy Hitter and Ebb and Flow Knockdown. So honestly, a good placement because of his non-contact mediums. You can't really get the parry too often, so you have to rely on the heavy attacks, but the heavy attacks are unstoppable, so that is a very fun time, and that makes this fight pretty challenging for sure. But Warlock is going to do Warlock things, and yeah, man, he's the best Havoc counter for a reason, in my opinion. Check this out. We knock him down, we get the reparry, we drop the SP2, look at that damage, man. There goes like half of his health, just like that. We get the intercept. Look at those medium and light attack hits, man. It is so good. But there he purifies the armor break, which is pretty annoying. He then gets that unstoppable, which is very annoying. He does it again, but he's almost down anyway, so I'm not really too worried about this fight. I knock him down again, which is perfect, really needed. He does a double medium into my block, which is not fun. I get the intercept, I drop the SP2, and that fight is pretty straightforward. So not too shabby there, like a minute in total. Pretty good fight time there. And now we have path 4 back on my home path. This is like home field advantage for me, and we get this Lady Deathstrike. Really interesting placement. Deathstrike with Mole Man, honestly no big deal. She has very easy unblockable access, but Mole Man just blocks unblockable, so it really is a nothing fight. Because check this out, man. So I build up to Frenzy, and then the fight actually begins. I do a combo, and yeah, she's already getting melted by Mole Man. She is pretty much bleed immune, but the crits are still doing a ton of damage, so it's always nice to see. And here I drop a heavy attack. She drops CSP2. Here she goes unblockable, but do I care? Not really, because check this out. I can just block her hits. How fun is that, man? That's Mole Man for you. He just really doesn't care. But yeah, we do another heavy attack, then we go for another one, who would have thought, and now the fight is pretty much wrapped up after this relic hit. So that was a pretty clean fight, like 40 seconds, not too shabby at all, and then I messed up, big time. Really big time. I forgot to record the Rentra fight, so that is shameful of me. I feel really dumb now because I didn't record it. It went well. I got a solo, of course, because Silk is the best renter counter, so it was pretty much a nothing fight, but I wish I recorded it because it's still a fight to see, right? That's kind of lame, but anyway, we have this America Chavez on ebb and flow knockdown. No big deal. Chavez with this tactic gets countered pretty easily because of the withers, so it's not that challenging at all. And let me just say, this defense, while it was interesting, it was also really good because we kind of got stomped on in this war. We had like 3 deaths in our battle group, and that is our worst performance this season. But like, it's just a game, man. I'm not too fussed about it. Maybe I should be because it's like Masters War, but I'm just not, which might be a problem, but I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. But yeah, here I drop a heavy attack, and the fight is now just going really, really well. I can just drop the SP3, and this pretty much wraps up the fight. But yeah, man, like I said, this defense was really, really good. There was a rank 5 Ascended Darkhawk that almost killed us twice, which is very, very impressive. Like the Darkhawk, yeah, he's been causing problems for sure for pretty much any alliance that faced him. And additionally, there was a rank 5 Red Skull, which, speaking of, after I drop this SP2, I will be taking that Red Skull. Now, Red Skull is a very interesting champion. That's like the best compliment that I can give him, because anything else is just, yeah, you can't really say anything too good about him. But let's take him on, man. Let's see how he fares on defense. This is a rank 5 Red Skull. That is a mighty, mighty Red Skull, man. And he has the Burn and Might node, as well as, I think it's just that, to be honest. I don't think he has too many nodes on him. But he is a beefy lad. He is a beefy lad for sure. And if you play this wrong, it can be very, very dangerous, because Red Skull, if you hit his block, can just do so much damage to you, man. And Silk has a double medium, so it would be really, really bad if I hit his block. So that's the game plan, right? Just watch out for that. Oh yeah, he also has high energy diet, but that's not the biggest issue. This guy, yeah, man, he's just, I don't know. I feel like he was never that great of a defender. Maybe back when he first dropped, but at this point in the game, there are just a lot better defenders. But hey, he's getting a buff, which is crazy, right? But he is getting buffed apparently. And maybe they make him harder on defense. That'd be pretty cool to see. I think it could have a ton of potential for sure. But let's see here, man. I dropped the SP2. Some pretty nice damage there. The physical burst is just insane. And yeah, here I drop another one in a bit. And let's see how that does. But first I gotta bail out the SP1, which is fine. I go back in, I drop a heavy attack into the SP2, and then the relic, sorry, and now the fight is pretty much wrapped up. So Red Skull, like I said, not the hardest defender out there, really isn't too much of a problem. Maybe if you use the wrong counter to him, but Silk just destroys him. There's really no issue there in the slightest. But now it's time for the mini bosses. So first up is the Mcoc. The scary Mcoc that almost killed me back in War 2. And in that war, I used rank 4 Quicksilver, and like I said, I'm never doing that again. I'm never using a rank 4 champion for rank 2 mini bosses. I cannot do it. I just refuse to do it, to be honest, man. It's just way too stressful. But like a rank 2 versus a rank 2, I'm feeling good about this one, man. This is my revenge fight, and it goes pretty well. Like, I would say I get it done, right? And that's all that matters, to be fair. Like, as long as I solo it. And yeah, the fight plan was bait out the SP3. Sounds crazy, I know, but bait out the SP3 and then just do the Silk cycle, and then it'll be enough to just get him down. That was the game plan, and let's see how that turns out. So he drops the SP2, which is fine because look at that. The Silk Sense is so overpowered, man. Just so good. And then I go back in, and so far so good for this matchup. Nothing has gone wrong yet, thankfully. But then check this out. I kind of miscalculated, and then this happens because of it. I just take it to the face like a champ. You'll love to see it. My only blunder in this war, to be honest. And yeah, that was pretty annoying, but no big deal. A lot worse could have happened. So I dropped the SP3, and now this fight is pretty much wrapped up. Look at how crazy her damage output gets. Just look how crazy this is, man. So now the SP3 is dropped. we can go in and do the combo, which is 2 double mediums and then that again. Go back in, drop a combo into the relic stun, and check out this damage, man. So crazy. This character is just so crazy. And now we have the final fight, which is this Conflictor Mysterio, and this fight just goes so well. Like, it just goes unbelievably well, man. Last time Mysterio caused me some pretty big problems, but this time around it went near perfectly. So I learned something here. You can just hit him while the reflection is up, because thanks to decay, you reduce the damage taken by it by 100%, which is awesome, right? That's really good to know. And yeah, here he just drops SP2, no big deal. And this matchup just, it really goes so well. I really love this matchup, man. I'm really proud of it as well. But here I drop a heavy attack, some pretty good damage there. He drops SP2, no big deal. And now we're in the final stretch of this matchup. So check this out. I go in, do a combo, go back in, get the intercept, and then I drop the relic stun, and then check out the damage output after this heavy attack charge. So the SP2 just one-shots him. Look at this damage, man. 75,000 burst. It's insane. It really just is so insane, man. But yeah, Silk is just crazy. Best attacker of the year, in my opinion. Really, just that good. Just really is that good, man. But let me know your thoughts on this war, and yeah, that's about it for me.